Wow, welcome to Stock Review. A long while since I've dabbled, at least 2 months. I've been off. Right off the bat, before we even get started, we're gonna go to Global Forex, and we're gonna go straight to currency regimes, where all this is generated. Stock market was up today. Obviously it was. Um, Euro USD Japanese yen, both currency regimes pegged to the US dollar, meaning a consortium of beneficiaries concerning US Treasuries swap. Basically, a trading consortium. USD AUD, which is the Australian US dollar. If you look at the population of Australia, it isn't. How should I put it? It doesn't require a lot of debt to run the Australian economy. The Australian economy is minuscule, small, and for that reason, maybe we will go into looking at Australian U.S. companies for future growth. Not that it is emerging market, but Australia may be some type of emerging debt market. We will have to investigate this more. But at this point, I'm just saying that, it's not really something we're interested in looking at. USDC and Y, Chinese yuan. This is the domestic yuan. This is the renminbi, RMBI. We're going to correlate this. Chinese Japanese yen, which is used as a swap. Swiss franc, Chinese yuan. Why am I looking at these things? We're looking at the competition between the US dollar and the Chinese yuan. But not only that, they're competing as they trade. So, how can I make this put this in layman's terms? The competition is the rate of exchange. Most people think of it as like what a tariff type thing. But we will stop trading with you if you don't do what we want. No, this is volume, liquidity, equity. Would you would you trade something that you couldn't liquidate? Would you trade something that would not hold value and be liquidable? This is why we look at the forex directly when we're trying to predict pre-market. Um, it's just totally obvious. So we'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As far as the forex currency regimes, we're looking at a slightly lower Nasdaq, definitely. If I can go to the watch list, and we're looking at BNDX, BNDW is down, high yield and secured preferred bonds are up. We're looking at this, and we haven't really tried to key in on. This is micro analysis. So we're starting from the mundane to something that is substantial. I don't think I have CNBC on there, but we're looking at there's my position right now. I'm about to go in about a week. Pretty good, pretty heavy. It's still 3 o'clock. It's still early. We're looking at a high New York Stock Exchange, a slightly lower Nasdaq. And when I mean slightly, I mean extremely slightly. Just a little bit lower. I think we're looking at maybe a better than average performing S&P, the Russell 2000, no comment. This is the close of market, basically what I'm looking at. US dollar is down at the end of the day, which is stock market positive. Oil positive. Excuse me for yawning in the camera. It is almost 3. It's 3 in the morning. Like I said, slightly higher New York Stock Exchange. Better than normal performing S&P, but a slightly down Nasdaq. Nasdaq closed at 11. That was at 186.51 cents. 51, not cents. 51 trades. S&P was up 0.83 hundredths, 0.74, 1.20. The trends will continue as you see here. I hadn't looked at this in detail until I really needed to. So the trend will continue. Dow Jones will be up another point, maybe point and a half, maybe a point in 16th. S&P will be second in line with maybe a point and a quarter. And the Nasdaq will be trailing S&P. I'm not going to put a number on it because it's depending how well Dow Jones S&P performs due to the lag. What do I mean by lag? I'm meaning um, the bond market dwarfs the stock market. The liquidable bond market, when I mean talking liquidable subprime, and when I'm talking about liquidable, I mean high yield. I'm talking bond market in general is sheltered in the Nasdaq for the most part. And until these ETFs can build up momentum, because they're all derivatives of something, granted, Amazon, eBay, and the tech companies that are on the Nasdaq are experiencing some form of lag. Let me put it to you this way: Amazon, eBay, tech companies in general, product hasn't changed. Customer base hasn't changed. They haven't announced a new product or anything else. Why would these stocks be going sideways or even moving? Excuse me. It's because the market is being stimulated at the lower end with more or less zombie entities. So as these zombie entities inflate and deflate due to the buying and selling, the market benefits as a whole, so the stock benefits as a whole. So when we're talking about S&P 500, we're talking about the best U.S. companies. They receive stimulus directly um, on their balance sheet, not through stocks. Dow Jones, they receive their stimulus through too big to fail, which are financials and banks. We can go to it right here. I can show you right now. Most of these sci-fi entities are on the New York Stock Exchange. It's just so simple. I don't understand how to put this to people. Most of these companies are on the New York Stock Exchange. These are too big to fail zombie banks that the entities just use to funnel cash through. These are more direct ways to funnel cash into the market or wash the money. It's right here. Um, to prop up the U.S. economy. Um, and let's go to the counterpart, which is why I'm trying to say it's lagging. What's lagging? BNDX, NASDAQ, bond derivative, TLT, NASDAQ, BNDW, NASDAQ. We're talking about money velocity at this point. The only boy I have here in the New York Stock Exchange is what I'm in at this point, which is an indicator. First trust preferred stock, once it is totally inflated and deflated. Where are these funds going to go to? Well, they're either going to move over, and the HYG is going to go higher in the 90s or the hundreds after FPE, First Trust Preferred Stock, is done with this run, which I'm predicting it's going to break new 52-week highs. And this needs to roll over. If we go to the markets, what's the next ceiling? Hold on. What is the next ceiling? I mean, do I need to take you to the MACD to explain this to you? The next ceiling in the game, I mean, is it that hard to see in this world? These things. I don't think, for me, it isn't. Here's the histogram. I mean, you're on a buy signal for the Dow Jones Industrial, no doubt. It's on a big buy signal. I can, you go to my videos and I'll explain MACD. At the end of the market, it was a big sell-off. That means, a pump is right around the corner. There's people taking profits for different reasons. It's Wednesday, in about 3 weeks, I'll be in heavy. I just got my bug,